All right, let's not waste any time and jump straight into the airdrop alpha for today. Now, the big piece of news is that the mode airdrop is now claimable. So as long as you had a minimum of 250 mode points as of the snapshot on May 5th, you can now go and claim your allocation from the claim page here. If you were in the top 2,000 wallets on the leaderboard, however, you will only be able to claim 50% of your allocation, and the remaining 50% is going to be vested for 3 months, like I spoke about in yesterday's video. Now, I do think it was a little bit unfair the way they lumped rank 2000 in with rank number 1, because there is a massive difference in the points totals there, but that's the way that they've decided to play it. Now, in terms of the price action, the token is trading at around 5.5 cents, and it's been more or less a stable coin at that price since about 9 a.m. this morning. However, this graph here from CoinMarketCap doesn't actually show how badly the initial sell-off went. I do like CoinMarketCap because it actually shows what the market cap is based on the circulating supply, which is currently 13% of the total supply of 10 billion tokens. However, if we look at the chart on a centralized exchange like MEXC here, you can see that the token actually started trading before a lot of people had the opportunity to claim somewhere around the 13 to 15 cent range, and then it dumped pretty violently after that into the 5 cent range. And that's where it's been trading ever since. And so the overall highlights of the mode airdrop were that the claim and the actual airdrop process itself was very smooth, and they basically did exactly what they said they were going to do from day one. However, the price action has not been great since the airdrop, and if we take the valuation of the mode L2 right now and compare it to some other comparable L2s on the list, Mode's TVL is in the same realm as that of the Manta L2. However, Manta has a market cap of $430 million relative to Mode's approximately $70 million market cap. Now, obviously, there's more factors involved in this, but based on the current prices, I'm thinking that potentially the Mode network might be undervalued. Anyways, in terms of what I'm doing with my allocation, I was going to sell a portion of it. However, I did miss the initial dump, and by the time I actually had my tokens in my wallet and was ready to potentially sell some of them, the price had already dropped to a point where I didn't really want to sell. And at these levels, I would rather actually just hold it and see what happens, because I think it has more upside than downside at this point. Now, if you got the tokens and you sold them, great, congratulations. If you're holding on to the tokens, either because you're bullish on the Mode network or you just want to wait and see what happens, there are a few things that you can do with them to be productive in the meantime. One of those things is that you can actually hold the tokens in your wallet and earn a points boost and earn points for the Mode airdrop season 2. You can also actually stake the Mode tokens immediately on day 1, and that also earns you additional points boosts. However, in order to get a 25 or 50% multiplier on your points, you need to stake 25 or 50% of the value of your total portfolio in Mode tokens. And if you do decide to stake, just to let you know, there is a 7-day withdrawal period. Now, if you don't want to lock your tokens up for that long, another option is you can actually deposit them into the Ionic Money protocol, because they have already launched a vault for Mode tokens. So you can deposit them there and earn points for the Ionic airdrop as well as for the Mode airdrop. And you can also provide liquidity to dexes like Kim Exchange or SubSwap. However, if you do that, be careful of impermanent loss. Anyways, moving forward, Mode has already launched their season 2 points system, so points are already tracking. And currently, the Mode token itself does have the highest multiplier for season 2, so that's one reason why people might want to hold it. But also, if we scroll down here, you can see that there's this interesting line that I found in the documents, which is that if you stake Mode, you can potentially earn airdrops from ecosystem teams, and Mode stakers will earn revenue share via restaking to secure Mode's L3 ecosystem. And this is kind of a sneaky little hint to this that I haven't really seen people talking about before, so I am interested to learn more about this. Anyways, if you've received the airdrop and you decided that you want to actually be done with Mode, there's actually 2 new options for you to bridge out that could help you qualify for new airdrops as well. So for starters, Jumper Exchange has already integrated the Mode network. So now you can actually bridge to and from Mode via Jumper and hit the LiFi airdrop, or you can also use the new Hyperlane bridge that has been integrated into Merkley. So you can now bridge between Mode and some other Ethereum L2s using Merkley's bridge. And I would say that both of these, Hyperlane and Jumper, are solid airdrop targets. So if you're done with Mode, or if you want to add more assets to Mode, these are solid new bridge options, and now you don't have to route everything through like Al2 Finance or Orbiter. Anyways, let's move now to another airdrop claim that's currently live, which is phase 2 of the Avail airdrop. So they just announced today that they've increased or expanded rewards to Clash of Nodes participants and liquid staking protocol users for the Polygon proof of stake blockchain. So if you use liquid stake Polygon tokens, then you can go and check to see if you're getting an additional allocation or your first allocation potentially from the Avail project. And the claim link is right here. And just a warning, there's only 5 days to claim this. You have to claim by May 12th. Okay, next up, let's move to ZK Sync because there's been a lot of leaks floating around Twitter, and this document has been shared by a lot of people, and it's potentially the actual breakdown of how ZK Sync is going to distribute their token. Now, I don't know exactly how credible these sources are. Everyone is saying they got it from insiders or they know someone who knows someone who's in the know. But the TLDR is that if this is actually what it's going to be a tiered system based on a variety of different criteria. So number of transactions, the volume, the number of contracts, the number of days, the number of months, all of the stuff that we've been speculating about. And then bonuses for using Paymaster, for holding one of the Libertas NFTs, for using ZK Sync Lite, and then also potentially negative multipliers for having below 0.005 ETH, for not transacting more than $1,000, for transacting fewer than 10 times, or having a wallet where all of the transactions occurred within a 48-hour or a 2-day period. So honestly, if this ends up being the criteria, I think this is quite reasonable. However, given that these are pretty simple criteria to meet, and the fact that there's only 1.5 million wallets that are potentially eligible according to this, then if this is real, it would mean that a lot of people probably got filtered out based on some sort of Sybil filtering criteria. All right, speaking of Sybil filtering, let's talk again about Layer 0 Labs, because they're running this whole witch hunt now to try and find Sybils and to give people bounties for reporting other people's wallets that have potentially Sybil the Layer 0 Labs airdrop. Well, now they've actually announced that they're partnering with Nansen and Chaos Labs to filter Sybils that way as well. But they haven't actually walked back on the bounty program, and it appears that that is still going to be a thing. And the hilarious thing in all of this, or maybe not so funny, depending on how you look at it, is that in conjunction with this massive Sybil witch hunt, people have actually dug up this old tweet from the founder of Layer 0, where he talks about wishing that he had Sybiled the Dimension airdrop and then splitting up his Pudgy Penguin collection into multiple wallets in order to Sybil future airdrops. So yeah, the hypocrisy here is real. And then the final thing for Layer 0, Merkley put out this really long statement because they've been kind of singled out by Layer 0 as being basically just a useless dApp that people interact with exclusively to try and farm airdrops. Well, they released a long response to that, basically refuting it and then saying that moving forward for Hyperlane, for example, that team is actually supportive of Merkley and is actually working with them and integrating with the token bridge. So they're, I guess, trying to tell people it's actually still okay to use Merkley. Don't be afraid for the Hyperlane airdrop. And actually the Polyhedra team was also working with Merkley. So really it's only Layer 0 that seems to, for some reason, not appreciate the millions of dollars that were generated by transactions through Merkley and all of the messages through the Layer 0 protocol that they could then point to for their metrics. Honestly, crazy stuff from Layer 0. Anyways, let's move on now to Swell. So they reached their $1 billion pre-launch target, and there's currently 6 hours left in the countdown for their pre-launch deposit. Now, I wouldn't actually recommend aping in now because since Justin Sun came in with like $500 million, you probably won't get much out of it. However, hopefully this means that the Swell L2 launch is coming soon and that the Swell token is on the horizon, because this one was actually supposed to launch before the end of April, and now obviously it's May 7th. All right, moving on now, let's talk about the Sanctum airdrop, because there's a way that you can maximize your qualification for this. So they have these community quests where basically all the people farming this airdrop contribute to this XP bar, and if it gets hit, then everyone gets the rewards. And they've actually increased the rewards to a 4x experience points multiplier on the Infinity token itself for 1 day. And so what this means for you is that once we actually reach this target right here, all of the INF tokens that you hold in your wallet or that you've deposited into DeFi apps are going to earn 4x points for 24 hours. So moving forward, I would suggest that if you want to farm this airdrop and maximize this points boost, to convert a lot of your SOL into INF tokens for that 24-hour period and maximize this 4x experience points boost. That can make a huge difference, and if people aren't paying attention to stuff like this, they might miss out on it. And by the way, if you haven't actually started the Sanctum airdrop yet, I would say it's not too late. This thing's only been live for maybe a week or 10 days. And if you get this 4x multiplier for the 24-hour period, then you could probably catch up to a lot of people as well. And all you need to do for this one is to hold these liquid stake Solana tokens in your wallet, or if it's the INF token, you can use it in DeFi like MarginFi and Camino Finance. But other than that, you just hold them in your wallet, and then you rank up your little pets here based on the amount that you have. So I collected all 18 of them just for the lulz. And then on top of that, also Camino Finance raised the caps for depositing INF tokens to 1 million tokens. And currently they're still sitting at 335,000. So there's plenty of cap space now. And if you have some INF tokens just sitting in your wallet, you might as well deposit them into something like Camino, or you can also do MarginFi or Meteora to actually get multiple airdrops. That way you're earning Camino Finance points and you're also earning the Sanctum points at the same time. So I did that this morning. Okay, next up, I don't know if I've ever actually spoken about this Turtle Club airdrop opportunity yet on the channel, but if you haven't actually signed up for this, I think you might as well, because it's an airdrop Lego. It doesn't actually require you to put any capital directly into this. It just gives you points for stuff that you're already doing. So they've partnered with all of these different apps and protocols down here on the left-hand side. And so if you hold any of these LRTs, or if you make deposits into Zero Land or Ionic, for example, you earn points for doing that. So for example, here on Ionic, I've earned 26,000 Turtle Ionic points simply for depositing my assets onto that platform. And then I'm also earning the Ionic points and the mode airdrop points. So this is kind of like a massive points aggregator here that just stacks on top of stuff that you're already doing. Now, I'm not 100% sure what the end game is for these Turtle Club points. It looks like they're actually going to be launching some sort of DeFi hub here on the app as well. But at this point, all you really need to do is just sign up and start collecting points for the DeFi stuff you're already doing. Okay, moving on now. This is an interesting piece of news. The Zora team has acquired Mint.fun, so they're becoming really one of the main places where you can actually create your own NFT collections, and that's kind of bullish for a potential future Zora token. And to celebrate this, what did they do? Of course, they launched another Zorb NFT. So I would recommend probably just to collect one of these. Anytime the Zora team itself releases these Zorbs, it's always worthwhile to snag one. And by the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing here with this comment, this is the Enjoy airdrop that you can receive for commenting and receiving tips in the Enjoy token when you mint NFTs on the Zora platform. So they've got this whole dashboard here where you can track your progress, and you get a tipping balance based on the creations and the collections of NFTs, and then you can actually track your progress for the airdrop here. So when the claim number 2 goes live, I'll be able to claim some more Enjoy tokens. The only thing for this one, and I've said this before, is that you need to have a balance of a minimum of 500,000 Enjoy tokens already in your wallet in order to participate. So it is very similar to the DGen airdrop on Farcaster, except it's for minting NFTs on Zora. Anyways, yeah, I grabbed one of these and I tipped some tokens for the Enjoy airdrop. Multi-airdrop qualifier. Okay, next up, the Mint blockchain has released some new quests on Galaxy, and this is that free airdrop, testnet airdrop that I've talked about here on the channel. You can earn points by just collecting these little bubbles daily, but also they've actually got some things that you can interact with on their testnet, so you can get tokens from the faucet, and you can actually make some transactions on their testnet dApps as well now. So I would say if you're looking for a free airdrop, this one is much less farmed than something like Barachain. Only 84,000 people follow them, and only 20,000 people have actually completed this quest so far. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is that Pyth has this NFT collection on the Drip platform on Solana. And they have 4 NFT collections right now, with 1 legendary, a rare, and a common each. Now, the supply of 3 of the 4 legendary NFTs in this Pyth collection is 1K. You can see 1K here, 1K here, and 1K here. And the price of these range from, at the more expensive end, 0.8 to 0.2 for this one, to 0.11 for this one right here. However, this latest collection that they dropped has a much, much smaller supply. So currently only 210 people actually hold one of these NFTs, and the price of it is also 0.11. Now, this is quite speculative. I've personally been speculating on this, and I don't recommend spending a bunch of money on this, especially if you don't have that much. But I've seen some hints from the Pyth team and also from the creators of these NFT collections that they would be more than just sort of a throwaway free NFT collection. And so especially for this latest one, with such a small supply relative to the others, I've actually decided to grab it. But that's just what I'm doing. Anyways, definitely not financial advice. I think this is very speculative because these NFTs might not actually come with any benefits, but I'm hoping that they're not just dropping these NFTs to be completely worthless, because at the beginning when they started this, they kind of seemed to be hinting that there would be some point to these. So that's it for today's airdrop alpha. Hopefully you found this useful. As always, thanks so much for watching and have a great day.